Hello folks. I, like many of you, wanted to have a nice clean power solution for my Raspberry Pi Octoprint implementation. Also, like many of you, I went to a buck converter to solve this problem. From the printer power supply, voltage in, adjust the potentiometer to the output voltage, voltage out, and then I took a pre-wired cable and cannibalized it for the +5 and ground leads. Easy peasy. Not so much. Basically, despite having the buck converter tuned to 5.1 volts, the Raspberry Pi kept giving me undervoltage notices. So what's the problem? Well, problem is pretty simple. What's the current draw of Raspberry Pi? Okay, it goes all the way up to 3 amps. What's the gauge of the wire in these cheap cables? It's like 28, 30 gauge. What's the current carrying capacity of a 28 gauge wire? Well, it's 1.4 amps. How about a 30 gauge wire? It's 0.86 amps. You see a problem here? So the solution was to make my own wires. So I bought ins on Amazon, USB-C ins, micro USB ins. Okay, the link's below. And made my own cables. Now I used much heavier gauge wire to make sure I'd have adequate current carrying capacity. Now the most important thing to be aware of on these things is what pins to use. On the USB-C, the larger pad on the left is the +5 voltage. The larger pad on the right is the ground voltage. And the micro USB, larger pin on the left, +5 voltage. Larger pin on the right, ground. Okay. Wired them up, put it in, good as gold. Problem solved. Thank you now.